Hello students, so let's continue with the chapter mineral and the power resources, and in the previous video we discussed the different power resources. Today we are going to discuss the power generation in India. So power is an essential input for the economic development and to raise the standard of living of the people also. It is available in varieties of form in India like the fossil fuels, petroleum, coal and natural gas, which converted into electricity called the conventional sources of energy. Beside unconventional sources of energy like the solar, winds and bioenergy has also been developed in India. These are the renewable sources which do not exist and maintain a perennial supply of power. But on the other hand, conventional sources of energy are exhaustible and do not renew naturally. Non-commercial fuels like wood fuels, animal waste and agricultural residues meet the requirement in the rural areas, but rising standard of living of the people, the use of conventional sources of energy has also increased in the rural area. History of power generation in India commenced at the end of 19th century with the commissioning of electric supply in Darjeeling in 1897. The integrated in Sidrapong, Darjeeling, first hydraulic power was established. So from the installed capacity of power plants reached to 162 megawatt in 1925. With more efforts, it reached to 1400 megawatt in the year 1947. After the independence, many efforts were made in the systematic growth of the power industry all over the country. Number of multi-purpose projects were also set up. As well as the thermal power plant was also set up in order to increase the power supply. A number of organizations has also been constituted to look after the constructions and operations of the generation and transmission of power in the country. So consequently, the installed power generation capacity in the country increased from 1400 megawatt to 329,000 megawatt of power supply. In spite of increasing emphasis on the renewable energy resources, portion of hydropower total installed capacity declined from 35% to 13% in the year 2016-17. On the other hand, the percentage of the share of thermal power including gas and oil increased considerably during this period. Nuclear energy also could not contribute significantly. So the power generation in India is mostly dominated by the thermal energy. Regional distribution of power, or the installed capacity and the generation of power, is also not even all over the country. Power is comparatively more developed in the region where their heavy industries are present. But on the other hand, the less developed areas, industrial lagging areas, sparsely populated areas, the interior part of peninsula, western Rajasthan, Assam and other mountainous area, considerably the installed capacity and the generation of power is also very low. Now the thermal power is the major source of energy in which the coal, oil and natural gas is used for the generation of electricity. Now share of thermal electricity increased very rapidly after the creation of National Thermal Power Corporation in 1975. About 80% of electricity which is produced in India is thermal electricity. Hydroelectric power. Now, development of hydroelectricity started in India in the last decade with the establishment of small hydro project to supply electricity to Darjeeling in the year 1897. 1902, another small hydro power plant was also established in the waterfall Sivasamundram on river Kaveri in Karnataka. Many other plants were also erected after that in Western Ghats. Many hydro power plants were commissioned in Himachal Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh in the north and Tamil Nadu and Karnataka in the south. So the total generation capacity reached to 500 megawatt in 1941. Massive efforts were also made to develop the water power plant in the 5-year plan period. NHPC was also developed in 1975. So the total installed capacity of hydroelectricity reached 44,000 megawatt at the end of the year 1617, which is nearly 13.6% of the total installed capacity. India is blessed with the immense amount of hydroelectric potential, and it ranks 5th in the terms of exploitable hydro potential in the global scenario. Total hydroelectric power potential in the country is about 1,50,000 megawatt, which is equivalent to 84,000 megawatt at the 60% load factor. And the potential of small hydro project is around 15,000 megawatt. As of 31st March 2020, the India installed capacity is 46,000 megawatt and the small hydroelectric power is 4,683 megawatt has been installed in India so far. Okay, so three types of regions can be identified on the basis of source of electricity. So hydroelectric dominated region, it extends over Karnataka, Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Tripura and Sikkim. These are far away from the coal fields but have the optimum condition for the development of hydroelectricity because of the presence of rivers. Thermal power dominated region, so it encompasses Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Assam, West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh. Majority of these states has the reserves of coal or utilized for the power generation. Okay, and the nuclear power dominated region, now Rajasthan, where about 54% of the commercial energy is nuclear, 33% is thermal and 13% is hydroelectricity. This state is deficient in both coal and water, so only the option left is the nuclear power plants. Non-conventional sources of energy, energy based upon the exhaustible sources such as coal, mineral oil and the nuclear mineral will not last long. Therefore, efforts are being made to obtain energy from the inexhaustible sources such as sunlight, wind, tidal waves and geothermal energy. Biogas is also the another renewable sources. Let us see the solar energy in our country. Now India is a tropical country, so it's lucky enough to receive abundant sunlight in all parts except the northern mountainous areas. Okay, solar energy can be used for various purposes like cooking, water heating, space heating, etc. Now the solar power plant in India is a fast developing industries and the country's solar installed capacity was 35,122 megawatt as of 30th June 2020. Okay, so Kamuthai solar power plant established in Tamil Nadu 2016 is India's largest solar energy, which is spread in an area of 1200 hectares and has an capacity of 648 megawatt. Next is the geothermal energy. Now development activities relating to the cold storage unit and 5 unit megawatt or the kilowatt power plant, both based on the geothermal energy at Manikaran, Himachal Pradesh, are in full progress and it has also shown positive results as well. Next is the wind energy. Now wind energy is being harnessed in Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Gujarat and Maharashtra, and India's wind energy potential is about 45,000 megawatt and efforts has already been made to develop the wind generators, windmills and battery charging systems. In an aggregate capacity, 5,310 megawatt has been installed up to March 2006. Asia's largest wind farm 10 megawatt has also been commissioned at Khambat in Gujarat and about 2,900 wind pumps has been installed for drinking water and irrigation also. Wind power generation capacity in India has significantly increased in the recent year. As of 29 February 2020, the total installed wind capacity, the power capacity was 37,000 gigawatt, the fourth largest installed wind power capacity in the whole world. Okay, so the wind power capacity is mainly spread across the south and western and northern region. So here is the list of 4 top wind power plant present in our country, and the link of this picture is already given in the description, so you can also go through that link once. Okay, now the next renewable energy resources developed in our country is the biogas, especially in the rural areas. So as a byproduct, the biogas plants also produces the rich fertilizers which can be utilized for the agricultural purposes also, and this biogas can be utilized for the the lighting and the power generation also. It will improve sanitation and provide smokeless and efficient cooking fuel. Okay, so under the national program on biogas development, 44 million family biogas plants has been installed up to 2010-11, producing gas equivalent to save over 70 lakhs tons of fuel hood. Okay, besides they are also generating manure about 211 lakh tons. Okay, similarly, 820 institutes and community biogas plants has also been installed for cooking and lighting for the village community as a whole. So students, with this we come to the end of the video, and I would like to conclude this video with a question, and please answer this question in the comment box. Thank you for watching the video.